Our next guest is a very talented actress who stars in the critically acclaimed series Severance. New episodes of the second season premiere Fridays on Apple TV+. Let's take a look.
We're not the same, actually. Us and the Audis, we're not. And speaking for myself, I don't think we owe them. But Miss Casey is... well, she's one of us. So if you want to help your Audi and find out what happened to her, I'll help.
Please welcome to the show, Britt Lauer, everybody. I'm so happy to have you here.
My heart is pounding.
Why?
And I have butterflies in my stomach.
Well, I'm glad you're just being open about it.
My high school drama teacher used to say, it's okay to get butterflies, you just gotta get them into formation.
Oh, that's a very good advice. But don't you feel, did you ever, I mean, you've done a lot of stuff on stage. Don't you feel like butterflies, if you didn't have them, you'd be a little nervous too?
I think it would be weird if you didn't.
Yeah, that's
them.
how I always feel.
Yeah.
I think my butterflies always remind me like you're about to do something, try to focus.
Flutter.
Yeah, try to flutter.
Do you have butterflies ever?
I do. When I do stand-up, I've never not had butterflies before I walk out.
Cool.
Here, I'm very lucky because I get to do it every day, so I don't.
This is your house.
This is my house, yes. You have come to my home. And I'm glad we finally gotten to the most important thing here. Please behave yourself.
Okay.
I talked to you backstage. I love season 1 of the show so much. And, I've talked to Adam Scott here and Ben Stiller here. I'm so relieved and thrilled at how good season 2 is. And it must be so nice to hear that from so many people.
It's heartwarming every time.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get bored of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made this show in a literal bubble, and we had no idea it was going to be received in the way it has been. And it feels like the audience has been the other part of the show that's been informing the questions that we're asking. And we have really cool fans.
You did speaking of your cool fans, you did this installation at Grand Central for the launch of season 2, where you were just working in an enclosed glass case while commuters just sort of gathered around you.
Yes.
Did you enjoy this weird performance?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel like it might be pretty cool.
You know, we hadn't put on our costumes and been in character for like a year. So to get to be together and for it not to take 2 years for what we're doing to be delivered to the audience was kind of cool.
Could you tell, as you saw people, and I know you weren't supposed to pay attention to the people around you, could you tell who was a Severance fan and who were people who were like, what the f***?
Seth, I was completely unaware of anyone
Look
around
at you,
us.
wow.
No, we were in like a storyline, but no one could hear what we were saying.
Yeah.
So we had a blast. Zach and I, we do improv together.
Yeah, I knew you had an improv background and Zach improv background. And so this is a post-Severance you started doing an improv.
Yeah, we're on an improv team called Frat Boys with a Z.
Great. That is if you had let me guess.
That's what you would have guessed. I'm obviously in a frat.
Who came up with Frat Boys with a Z as the name?
It was a collective.
Not one person doesn't come up with that on their own.
We're melding our minds. It's a group of friends from Northwestern and Zach.
Go Cats.
And we asked the audience for a suggestion of a time when they were emotionally brave.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good way to get a new kind of suggestion.
Yeah.
How often do frat boys get on stage?
Like once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough for frat boys, yeah.
And I get butterflies every time.
Yeah, well, by the way, talk about stand-up. With the very idea of doing improv again, and I used to do it all the time, I mean, I don't even know if I could leave the house.
Yeah.
But the butterflies would be like, stay in. Now, Heliar did not have a lot of backstory, even, I mean, again, that's one of the fascinating things about the show is how the characters themselves don't know their own backstory. But you did an exercise. You kept a book to help you sort of discover on your own a little bit more about Helly, and you brought the book.
I did.
Okay.
Is it?
It's right
Oh,
there.
it's right here. Yeah. So you know, the innies are. You know, kind of like the inner child of the person that has been severed. And so I gave Helly's inner child some art supplies.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do it. Do you want to?
No, yeah, well, you should show them, like, but angle it over there, yeah.
This is just my morning musings.
Okay, oh, yeah, there's a good one. So this is, so you did this, and this has helped you with the character.
Yeah, to kind of get, there's a, oh, here, this was before the goat scene. There's a goat.
Yeah. By the way, you know what I recommend?
What?
This should be like one episode, it should just be like previously on Severance, and just...
The inside of Brit's brain.
Now, does it help you to like, do you find like it helps you to do the art or to look at it afterwards?
I just do it really quickly and get just into the feeling of it while I'm listening to Patti Smith.
Fantastic. I mean, I guess everybody has their own path.
Yes.
It'd be so funny if you were like, wait, John Turturro, are you also doing this? He's like next door just doing
It's
his
like
own job.
required homework that we all have our little sketchbook.
This is, like, obviously what's going on in the world of Severance is very strange and weird, but what I really celebrate about you is that in between seasons of Severance, you have maybe chosen something even stranger and weirder, which is you have joined the circus.
That's right.
Okay. We're not currently doing a bit or exaggerating. You joined a physical circus.
Accurate.
Okay. How does one even go about getting into a circus?
Well, I directed a film in 2019 called Circus Person.
Okay.
A film about someone who runs away to the circus.
Okay, gotcha.
And in the process of developing that into a feature film, I've gotten to know the circus community.
Made some contacts?
Yep, I made some contacts. And I joined a circus after season 1 hiatus, and after season 2 hiatus, I joined the Shoestring Circus.
Shoestring Circus. And what are you, it does seem to me you're sitting on an awning with a lute. Is that near enough?
That's a ukulele.
A ukulele, okay.
And I'm wearing an homage to Freddie Mercury because my character's name was Queen.
Okay, gotcha. That's your circus name?
This particular character.
Okay, gotcha.
That was her title and her first name.
Okay, gotcha.
Queen.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm sitting on the awning there as the audience is arriving. And so this circus was in Bellingham, Washington. And as I was looking at the map, I was like, Bellingham, that sounds so familiar. And it turns out it's one of the files that we're refining.
On Severance?
On Severance.
Wow.
It's called Bellingham. And so I called Dan Erickson, the creator of the show, and I was like, does this have significance? And it turns out Bellingham is the town he went to college in.
Oh my God.
And
So is that, at that point, are you like, well, I'm obviously an innie in real life too?
yes,
Like, yeah.
exactly. Everything is dovetailing.
The one thing I want to point out, because a lot of people think, oh yeah, circus people, you know, their lives are so, you know, luxurious. Oh yeah, they're living the high life. Sweet at the Four Seasons, but is this where you lived in the circus?
That's one of my homes.
That's a beautiful home. Did you enjoy your summer at the circus?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, it's, you know, I like to be in a state of awe.
Yeah.
And I like to be around other people who are in a state of awe.
This is a very good sales
I hear
pitch for the
you,
circus.
you like the circus, I heard.
I went to the circus 2 years ago with no expectations. I loved the circus so much.
Yeah.
I retroactively felt bad about the fact that I internally was looking down my nose at the circus.
Wow.
You know, if I didn't have 3 kids, I'd be running away for a circus right now.
You know what?
What? Still do it?
You can. You can.
I can still do it?
Yeah, yeah.
I just leave the kids?
They can come with you.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, the back lot of a circus is really fun.
I bet, that's true.
It is.
Thanks so much for being here. It's such a delight. You guys, this is Brett Lauer. New episodes of Severance premiere Fridays at Apple TV+. We'll be right back.